Hi. Growing up, my sister and I were encouraged to find ways to succeed, especially when it came to making an income and providing for our family and for ourselves. And my dad used to say, you can always find a way to make money. You don't have to work for somebody to make money. Just grab a lawnmower and just start mowing people's lawns. You can always find a way was a motto used a lot in our family. You see, my parents were successful entrepreneur business owners. They learned from experience about different ways to provide for the family, and eventually they created a 27-year successful mechanical business and have now retired early and have plans to caravan around Australia. They are living their best years yet. So with "you can always find a way" as the motto, I would dream of being a woman of success, being that woman who always finds a way. I remember a time, I must have been about 6 years old, and I was flipping through my mum's magazines and I saw a photo of this businesswoman. You know, the typical look of the 1990s businesswoman with the blazer and the pencil skirt and the heels, the long hair. And I just remember thinking to myself in that moment, this is the woman I'm going to grow up to be. I don't know how or what business I'm going to do, but I know that I'm going to become her. As I grew up, I started to find myself on a journey of success, buying my first home at 19, moving up the corporate ladder, and I was fit and healthy. I was happy and self-empowered. I thought I'd had the dream life. Life was amazing, and even though I'd faced some challenges from my earlier years, there was this part of me that just wanted to put it all behind me and just focus on the good things that I had. Now, when I became a mum of two beautiful children, I started to face some challenges within the first few months of their lives. You see, my breast milk would make my babies cry in pain for 18 hours or more. Their projectile vomiting and even formula was making it worse. They were unable to lay down without their tiny little bodies cramping, as well as the flare-ups and the skin rashes and welts, and not to mention the blood and the mucus in their stools. It was heartbreaking, and myself and the doctors didn't know why this was happening. I remember I used to sit on my bathroom floor crying as I felt that life was against me, that it was me against the world, as I was mentally struggling to keep going. I couldn't find a way. I couldn't find a way to feed my children safely. I couldn't find an answer. Now eventually, and what felt like a lifetime, we found a way. We found an answer, and they were both diagnosed with MSPI and multiple other food allergies. Now, even though their pain was away and we discovered the cause, and I was creating healthy, happy, safe, delicious foods for them, and even though I wasn't wearing my pencil skirt and the heels, and I changed that for pajamas and messy hair buns, I was becoming that successful woman again. The only difference, though, is I was still mentally beating myself up. I still had this huge amount of guilt and sadness, and I was reducing my own self-worth. I was creating this toxic cycle in my mind, believing that I was a bad mum, that I'd let my kids down, and that life was just unfair. I was disempowered, unmotivated, and feeling stuck and controlled by my negative emotions. And as I sat on that bathroom floor crying and battling the silent negative language that I was using on myself once again, I looked at my two beautiful kids in their hope-filled eyes, and I realized that what I was doing was also affecting them too. It wasn't just affecting me. And I realized in that moment that I needed to find a way to become self-empowered again. I needed to find a way to break free of the fear and doubt. I didn't want to be stuck and controlled by the negative emotions. And most importantly, I wanted to show my kids that you don't have to live a life of suffering anymore, and that there is always a way. And so I went on a self-exploration and self-transformational journey, and eventually I discovered these 8 powerful steps that almost instantaneously released me from the negative emotions and helped me step into my power as a self-empowered goddess, full of self-confidence, self-empowerment, inner strength, and freedom. Life was amazing again, and even my kids noticed the big difference in me. On my path, I found a hypnotherapy course which continued to qualify me in NLP and life coaching. And this is where I discovered that I could generate my results. This is where I changed my life completely. I then became passionate about helping other women who are feeling stuck, who are diminished by their own self-worth and their own self-love because of their past. Now, with my proven system, I became a self-empowered. My life is no longer filled with judgments or regrets. They are filled with passions, love, and strength. And I'm now living my life and I'm loving it. And having been through all this, and now on the other side where life is amazing, this is why I'm so passionate to help other women to transform into a self-empowered goddess so they can live a life full of self-confidence, inner strength, and self-empowerment, and most importantly, freedom. Even if they have that mum guilt. Women, this is the year to be self-empowered. This is the year to step up and show the universe that you have what it takes to make your dreams come true. Show yourself that you have what it takes to find a way. So for anyone who wants to be free from the past, to stop feeling stuck and controlled by negative emotions, and wants to quickly emerge into a self-empowered goddess, then click the link below so you can find out how you can become a self-empowered goddess full of self-confidence, inner strength, self-empowerment, and freedom.